Um, I'll snoop around the inn a bit then and see if I can find some uh wizardy or cleric-looking woman.
Okay. Um, so you peer around the bar, you peer around the tavern. You
Actually, yeah, if he's making rounds, can I check behind the bar and see if there's anything suspicious there?
behind the bar? Do you want to
Yeah.
try to get into like the back rooms?
No, 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 just like behind the bar.
Oh, okay. So you just want to take a sneak peek behind the bar. All right. If you want to do this stealthily,
Yep.
um, it's kind of crowded. So I don't know how you do this, but if you want to do this like I say nonchalantly, just roll me a charisma
I
check.
mean, he's not there, right?
Yeah,
The
he's
bartender's not at the
yeah,
bar?
but there's a bunch of other people at the bar itself.
Okay.
So if
Can
you
I
want
like
to,
wander into a dark corner and disguise myself as the bartender instead?
it's really hard because there's not like the hearth and the lighting situation. It's pretty bright in here. So unless you want to go upstairs or unless you want to go into a back room to disguise
Okay.
yourself or even in the kitchen, but there might be a cook there, you think because it's so busy and people are eating that it
I'll
might be
slide into the
hard.
back room then.
Okay. So you head to the back room. I would say roll like charisma check, kind of like you're acting like you're just maybe looking where the bathroom is or where how to get to the outhouse or something.
Flat
Um,
charisma or deception or
deception. Let's say deception. All right, that's good enough. Nobody seems to notice you as you wander casually. There's no casualties here.
yeah.
To the rear room. There are a couple rooms that are. There's one room that's closed and there's some light beneath it. The other two rooms are empty. They're just probably filled with foodstuffs.
I'd like to listen at the door of the closed room.
All right, I need you to roll stealthily listen to the closed door. Okay, roll perception for me, please, for to listen. All right. Um, there are two voices speaking very low. You can't quite make out what they're saying. They are speaking in a language that you cannot recognize. You do hear a snippet word here or there, but you're not sure what language this is.
I speak Elvish and Dwarven. Is it either of them?
It's neither of those.
Damn.
It doesn't seem
Okay.
like a very common tongue, and I'm not sure if Ramus. I'd hate to do this. Give me an intelligence roll. You might roll high.
Well, let's do it.
I think that's fair enough. You've heard this language once. It is celestial.
Ho 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 ho. Okay. I don't suppose there's a window or anything on this room, is
No, there
there?
is not, unfortunately.
Oh, dang. What about on the outside wall?
So the way this room is laid out, so let me just draw a simple picture right here, freehand. There we go. You have, and use a brighter color because green sucks. All right, so you're probably outside the back room like this. There is a corridor. You're in a corridor. This is another room. This is foodstuffs. This is another room. This is foodstuff. So they're kind of lined like that. Um, room extends. So this door is closed. This is the door you're listening at, probably. There's another set of rooms on the side, but they look like foodstuffs in here. Maybe another like meeting room, like the one you're in front of, and then foodstuffs in here. And when you went into the back room, you probably went this way.
Okay. So then there's no window on the outside.
There's no window on the outside.
Okay.
It looks like this room is meant to be private.
Okay. In that case, if they're speaking Celestial in there, I think I trust that. So, go back to the rest of the party.
Okay.
Be like, oh, good!
Okay.
All right.
Right, then we can move.
All right. You guys head to the Blooming Orchid Inn.
Oh, I'm also going to undisguise myself.
Okay. Yeah. Who is this guy?
Yeah.
Whoa. The inn. You could leave. There is a stable connected to the inn, so you could probably put your animals in there for the night. It's a fairly large stable. And you would probably pay inside once there's a stable hand inside who helps you hook your horses, hook your hippogriffs, um, to the proper pens. He says just let the innkeeper know that they are here, and it will be added to your tab. And I welcome you to our great establishment. It's a young kid. He's like 13 years old, human. Can't be older than that. And he takes his horse, he takes the animals and just puts them in the stable. And when you walk into the Blooming Orchid, a couple people perk up because you guys are such a large group walking into the inn/tavern. But after looking at you for a few seconds, they kind of shrug and just go back to their meals or conversing. The music, the female bard is playing still continues to resonate through the space. She's just playing this jaunty tale. Um, what are you guys doing?
Well, I walk to the bartender to start with.
He's like, new visitors. What can I help you with? Do you need rooms? Do you need food? Do you need drink? We have all that here.
Yeah, we might need rooms, but for to start with, we have some horses and hippogriffs in the stable. and we
Very
need to
good,
take them.
sir. All right. And it's 2 hippogriffs and probably 6 horses. I think at this point, I think it's 6 or 4 horses. No, it was 2 pairs of heavy horses, 4 horses. There was the
Yeah.
swift horse that was 5, and then 2 hippogriffs. So altogether, you have 7 animals. All right, I'll make sure that that's added to your tab. Do y'all want anything to drink? Anything to eat? We have a fine dark ale today, made from the wheat made from this area. We have the special today is mashed potatoes and a rump roast. We also have other dishes suited for travelers like yourselves. If anything sound like that sound good?
I look behind me at the party.
I
Do you want anything?
yeah, I raise up finger. I'll take an ale.
All right, ale for you. The druids would just say water, please. Um, and Julie says, I'll take your finest whiskey, and the dog will take a bone, and a couple people order something. All right, I'll get on that right away.
Didn't Julie have whiskey in like the first session or something?
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah. There's a
I want some
problem
juice
there.
of some sort.
Okay. While you're talking, you guys, it's not hard to miss. There is a gnome that walks out from the back room. She has this like shock of pink hair. And she looks not too old. She looks like middle age for gnome standards. And she starts walking out, and she just looks around, and she walks behind the bar. She tugs on the bartender's apron, and he looks, and it's like, "Hey, Pip, what's up?" And the gnome says, yes. Could we also get a bottle of your finest red also? Just put it on my lady's tab." And he's like, "All right, bottle of her finest what kind?" And the gnome says, "Oh, I think she's in the mood for a good zin if you have one." And he's like, "All right, coming right up, ma'am." Um, and you see him go to the back room, and gets out this dusty bottle of wine and hands it to the gnome. And gnome nods and starts walking to the back room.
I think we found our gnome.
Yep. Was it the same back room that I heard Celestial coming out of?
If you do you choose to follow her? She just came from the back from the hallway, so it looks like it was in that area.
Yeah, I'll follow her.
All right. So you follow her to the back. So you follow her to the back, and she goes into the same room that you were listening in.
Gotcha. Okay. So, freaky cleric woman speaks Celestial, in addition to all the other ominous things that I've heard about her. Okay. I think they're back here, guys.
And Julie says, "Oh shit. Do I look all right? I mean, is my hair great? Is she like Julie starts freaking out. Like, do I look presentable? Do I look presentable?" And she looks at Denethor, and Denethor's like, "Yeah."
I tell the bartender to hurry up on the whiskey.
Oh, right away. Here you go. Whose tab am I putting that on? He looks at the group.
Pip's lady.
You're with okay. Oh, you're with Pip?
We've come here to meet her.
Oh, okay. Well, she's in the back. She's been waiting for somebody, she says. So, a Matilda, I think, something like that. And Alina's like, "Yep, that's me." And she goes to the back with you. Ironwood and Cat's Paw volunteer to stay out and watch over the prisoners. They ask for rooms so they could lock William and they lock Jake in a room, to make sure they can keep an eye on them. They also, get some food also. So are you guys headed to the back?
Yeah, I'm gonna follow.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
Let's do it.
All right. So the door is closed when you arrive to that particular room. It's just Julie standing there with her hand up to the door, and she's like, "I don't think I can."
I knock.
Okay. Right, and then you just go in and knock, and I'm like, "Thanks." The door opens up. Appearing in the doorway is that same gnome with the pink hair, and she's like, "Hi, can I help you?" And she clearly has an emblem of Melora, which is the goddess of nature, on her front. She has a plain wooden quarterstaff on her back, and she's just dressed like a simple traveler.
I'm going to guide Elena up, or whatever her name was. I can't remember.
Yep, Elena.
Elena. And just kind of set her front and center.
She looks down at the gnome and says, "I'm the one who sent the message on the deck of cards." And Pip's like, "Oh, that was a very interesting message. Usually my lady doesn't respond to such wild inquiries, but she had a good feeling about that message. So come on in." Inside is a very, very large conference-style table made out of wood with simple chairs lined around it. At the head of the table is a very old woman who's perched down. Her shoulders are a little hunched over. She has gone completely gray in her age. You do notice there is a massive two-handed great club. It's like resting next to her, and she's just dressed very similarly to Pip. Very casual, very travel-like. And what you notice is there's this little brown house sparrow female house sparrow that perches on her shoulder, twittering every once in a while. And the old woman's like, uh-huh. Well, that's interesting for what you had for breakfast today. I'm glad you told me about that. And she looks to the doorway and she's like, and I see we have visitors. Please take a seat and please share this lovely bottle of red wine I just acquired from this very nice inn. You know, we have an inn very similar to this, except I don't like the name of it. And it's called the Lecherous Priest. You know, what makes you want to drink there? But she's like, please sit, and I'll make sure that Bartholomew will bring us food in here. Uh could you let them know that, Pip? And Pip's like, you got it. And she like runs off to make sure that her request is made. And then she runs in a second later. So, I've heard a little bird told me, no pun intended, she says, or not this bird, but somebody tells me that you're not from around here.
I am.
Well, you are. Um, but where are my manners? My name is Leknook. I am the matron of the Blue Sparrow Orphanage in Wingfall, and I received a very special message from your noble friend here. And Alina nods. Yes, I sent that message. I'm not really a handmaiden. Don't worry, dear. I can tell from most of you that you're not exactly at home, are you?
No, my name is Hwinnil, and I'm from the woods to the west, but I'm also from the future.
That's what the message told me. I was a little hesitant because I still have enemies, but I am here in a neutral place, and I did some scrying after I got these deck of cards. Oh, by the way, she hands the deck. Who did these belong to?
Those were mine. Thank you.
Here, I cleaned them up for you, Sonny.
I
And you
appreciate
notice
it.
that the writing is completely gone. I made a copy of it for my references. Don't worry about it. You are aware with the defect with this deck, right?
Oh, a defect?
Yeah.
Oh no, I wasn't aware.
All right. Well, you might
Thank
want to
you.
look through it.
Okay, thanks.
Unless that's the way you want to keep it.
Never.
She kind of remind me not to play cards. Well, actually, I could teach you a thing or two with cards, hun.
Okay, all right.
All right. So you are Hwinnil, and that means you must be Acros, and you are a sneaky sort, aren't you? And she kind of eyes Ramas.
I am hurt by that accusation.
That's all right. You do. I mean, you look like the sneaky type. I once went with the sneaky type also. And she's like, and who or you are, of course. I noticed that ring anywhere. Now it's on your finger. The signet Verlio ring. I see. So you guys need my help to get home, I assume.
Yes, that would be lovely.
And I also have heard that you have come into possession of something precious. However, the message did not tell me what that precious thing was. What might that be?
Do I still have the eggs in my bag of holding, I guess?
I hope you remember to keep the lid open on those.
Yes?
Okay. You probably
then
still
I will
do.
just kind of tilt my bag of holding towards her and open the top.
One sec. She takes out a pair of thin spectacles and puts them on her face. Ah, bronze eggs. I see. She appears to be human. She doesn't have small pointed ears. She looks like she's human.
Okay.
She's like, and apparently you came across these. I hope you didn't steal them.
Of course not. Well, technically, we stole them from a thief.
I see, and you might have to start from the beginning for me. How did you come across these eggs? Because this is a serious crime if you stole these eggs from a bronze dragon, but I assume you did not. So, what's the story?
Not shiny
Well,
dragons took them from shiny dragons, and then we took them back.
She looks at you two. What?
it was a breast. Shayla, what was kind of dragon was again?
Well, you stole from a red dragon, young red
Yeah,
dragons, but Shelly was a brass dragon.
exactly. Well, we met a breast dragon that had a wish to free this bronze dragon eggs from the clutches of a red dragon. So we helped this brass dragon. Unfortunately, the red dragons got angry and killed the brass dragon. And they probably want to kill us now as well because we have these bronze eggs.
She
That's the
mothers
short version.
she mothers something to Pip, who starts taking. She takes out a scroll and she starts writing. Okay. Um. So I do believe I know the brass dragon you're talking about. It's not that often we get metallics in these parts, and I kept an eye on him for a while. I was aware of the red dragons. I don't know if I was planning on doing something about them soon, but I guess I wasn't fast enough. Okay. Um, so you stole them from the two red. I assume. How did you escape?
Well, brass dragons are very good at digging, so we came to a tunnel and had the brass dragon was like the decoy. And it was not at that time the brass dragon died though. And then we took help from some dragon turtles that owed the brass dragon favors.
I've seen I've heard of that. I've heard stories of a sea monster in the Sea of Gadar, and I didn't believe it, but it might as well have been a dragon turtle. That sounds legit. All right. So we have 5 rousing eggs in our possession. We also need to get you guys home. I think I can help you in both accounts. So I used to be an adventurer like yourselves, but I didn't take any, arrows to the knee. I actually had my friend, I guess you can call her my former friend, um, after she was, after I gave her a life in, like an injury that would follow her into her life. I established my orphanage, and of course, she does a double take to Julie and says, "Do I know you?" And Julie's like, I see. Not yet, right? And she's like, "Yeah. All right, I'll be aware of that." And you see Julie's just like, um. So I know somebody that can help you. It is rumored that he is dead, but obviously, it's just a rumor. Have you ever heard of the country called Al Gore?
Yeah.
To the north.
Yeah.
It is very, very heavily guarded. They don't let too many people in. There is a king. His name is King Jonah. King Jonah is definitely more than meets the eye, even more so than myself. If anybody can get you back home, it's him. He was in the convoy of a wizard named Aguilarian many, many eons ago. There is a little problem. You need to get to Al Gore and you need to get into its borders. Thankfully, I am. I wouldn't say I'm good friends, but I know the king personally. You will need 2 letters of recommendation to get into Al Gore. One of them you can get from me. The other, I know exactly who you can get from. I have a friend that I used to adventure with. He is also very acquainted with this king. He could also give you a letter recommendation if he feels like it. And I will send him a message beforehand to let him know that you are coming. He lives in Ironfast, to the north. It's the northernmost country of Blanchon, which is the continent you are on. His name is Ixen. You might have heard of him. He's actually the inventor of the cocktail Molotov. He always thinks that people, no matter how not talentless they are, should be able to wield fire. He also is a drunk. She says. But he will be able to help you get the second letter. I will write you a first letter. Unfortunately, I don't think all of you should go. I think your core group should stay with me back in Wingfall. Since you have two very, very angry red dragons after you at the moment, I could help you with this problem. It might take a while to locate them. Because they may be scouring the land, the countryside for you guys at the moment. Do you have any questions for me? I mean, I know I just dropped this onto you all at once.
What are you?
Do?
What am I? Wow, you are very straightforward, my Sonny. Since you're from the future, and I don't know what the future is like, you don't have to tell me. Please don't tell me. Are you aware? I am simply a human. I am a saint of Melora. I am I am one of her many, I would say fingers, not hands, because there's more than one of me. Or there are more than one of me in the timeline. There have been many saints. I am her current one. And Pip here is my apprentice. She helps manage the orphanage in Wingfall alongside me. When you hear that, you see Julie kind of shake her head and kind of slink, tries to make herself a little more invisible. I am a Saint of Morlora. Ixen was part of a party with me, as well as a ranger named Maru and a dragonborn named Ishakiel. You may know him currently as the leader of the Skoruk army, the Bahamut's army in Skoruk. I have connections, as you can tell. Many years ago in my youth, I helped slay a god named Tarog, the king which that crawls. And since then, I have retired into my little hovel in Wingfall, and every once in a while, I do favors for very powerful people and very important people, which, judging by you, several of you, she looks directly at Hwinnil, Acros, Ramas, Lyle, and Denethor. You guys are special. I knew that the moment you walked in. I knew the moment that you walked in that you weren't part of this place. Your aura tells me a lot. Unfortunately, I am not as strong as I used to be, so what I could do is I help you in influence. I help you with my connections. And what I can do is, like I said, I will provide a safe harbor for your core group until you can find a way back home. I know you're not supposed to trust a lot of people, and that's fair. And I even know that you probably don't trust me at the moment, or the majority don't. But my job is to make sure that balance stays in Pondera, or one of my jobs. Sending you back to your timeline will help with that balance, because I assume right now a whole lot of things may be messed up because of your interventions here. That is what I am. I am probably a friend to you currently. That's what I am.